Hey everyone, as promised, I'm back to talk about some guitar voicings. I'm going to start, this is based on the last two videos I did. As you can see, I just finished up with All of Me and the F blues. I'm going to start with the F blues. So we're going to do an F7 chord. If you have a lead sheet for, say, Bag's Groove or Route 66, any blues in the key of F. I think some of the rule books have straight note chaser in the key of F, and some should have Now's the Time in the key of F. Anyway, to start, I'm going to give you an F7 voicing. This is a movable voicing. So we have playing the sixth string, that's our root note. So if it's on F, then that's an F chord, an F7 chord. If we move that first finger to a G, then it's a G7 chord. Move it to an A, that would be the 5th fret, A7. So even if you're not doing, currently playing or studying the blues, still these voicings are going to come in handy. So 6th string, low E string, 1st fret, that's our F. Now we're going to play our E flat on the D string, 1st fret, and we're going to play our A on the 3rd string or G string, 2nd fret. I recommend starting with that. A lot of reasons. Say if you're playing with a big group, well, that gives other people a chance to sub the flat 5. And if you're not comfortable hearing, is that a flat 5, a sharp 5, a natural 5 yet? Well, this is a way to not worry about it. The 5 is an often altered note in a chord. So this way you know you're not, what we don't want to do is that usually. Once in a while, there can be a good time for it. Have it in your ear so you can add it when you want or when you want a really big sound. But for the most part in jazz, we're keeping a steady beat, and when we're not trying to rock the house. So if you wanted to add a 13, it's a nice extension of the D up there. I think I talked about this chord. There's voicing in my last video. Okay, so now if we're going to a B flat, this stretch sometimes gets folks, but we have a B flat here, so that would be the A string, 1st fret, 5th string, 1st fret, G string, 1st fret, or 3rd string, 1st fret. So we have that root to minor 7 interval. And then we're going to play a D, which is on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. That's our B flat 7 chord. So we got F7, B flat 7. That's just a passing chord. If you want to know what it is a B flat 9. It sets up the B flat 7, line 2, or measure 5 very nicely. Back to B flat 7. Now, this stretch can be a little much way down here in the guitar where frets are far apart from each other. If you want to do a 9, that's fine, or 13. That's all good. Nothing wrong with that. Even an inversion. A lot of like Freddie Green. I'll break that apart in another video. There's probably a video out there already on the Freddie Green chord movement. But anyway, so we have our 1, our 4, our B flat 7, back to our 1. Remember, if you want, throw in that passing chord, that flat 5 substitution. In other words, go flat 5 away, play a 7th chord. And B diminished, so you can keep everything the same except the root 1 higher. If you really want to bring out all the notes in a diminished chord, you can either do that or all. I'm adding the F there. And we also have, remember our rule, diminished is a movable chord. Every 3 frets, because every minor 3rd, we have the same chord. Next, same thing. Which can be really useful if we're moving around the fingerboard a lot. Like, anyway, enough of that. Okay. Just got to the B diminished. Now we're back to F7. That's our D7. A lot of ways to do this. we could do the same voicing we did on B flat 7 because we're on the 5th string. Our root's on the 5th string. B flat 7, C7 would be on the 3rd fret. 5th fret of the 5th string is our D7. We could use a Jimi Hendrix chord here. Since we're moving into a minor chord next, that's a really nice choice. A minor chord is a 4th away. We're going from, basically this is our 5 chord. By the way, the Jimi Hendrix chord is a sharp 9, so that's the note F. It's like, it's major here, it's minor there. Very good for the blues, which is, you know, constantly wavering between major and minor. Well, ideally, or historically at least. And then we go G minor. I'm doing a full G minor 7 where I'm including the 5th, the D. You could also all 3rd fret, strings 6, 4, and 3. Oh, of course, feel free to stop this and pause it, write this down, or rewind it. Slow it down, speed it up, whatever you want to do. You're not going to hurt my feelings. If you subscribe, you'll probably much more easily access these videos. And this is my 3rd on educational, instructional videos so far, and I plan to do more. So that's our G minor. I have the notes G, F, B flat. I'm skipping the 5th string like I've been doing a lot. And if you want to add an 11, that's a nice sound. You can also bar with a ring finger the top 4 strings and add your middle finger there. If there's a bass player, just play the top 4 strings, or even just play the inside strings. You know, a lot of things you can do there. Our next chord is C7, so this can be a little awkward, especially in the final bar where we have that 2, 3, 4. You could be doing blues at pretty fast tempo sometimes, so it's not always convenient to do that, especially if you're comping, you know, playing chords for multiple choruses. So here's one way around that. What we're doing is we're bringing out the chord change. We're not playing the C over the C chord. So here's our G minor 7 chord, here's our C chord, our C7 chord. All we're doing is we're playing a G minor 6 instead of a C7 because they have the same notes. Only thing we're leaving off is the C7, and we're just going to hope our bass player is playing that. And if not, you know, it's still okay because we have the same harmonic movement. Or here's how it's written. Here's how we're altering it. So the essence of that harmonic movement is still present. Another way to get around that, move a guitar, we can sub, well actually any instrument, we can sub the flat 5. It's nice on guitar, any stringed instrument. 2, 5, subbed, 2, 5, 1 is how it's written. Here's how we're subbing it. Tritone Substitution. Here's what it sounds like. I'm trying to do that correctly. I'll end on our big chord that I told us not to do. Okay, so now we could do the Jimi Hendrix chord. You want to combine the ideas. G flat 13. F13, G minor 7, G flat 13, and a 9. A lot of things we could do. I feel like I'm going off on a tangent, sorry, but those are some ideas for comping over an F blues. You could also start here, especially if the soloist is playing higher. It's nice to play some higher chords. You could also play that chord this way, or just access to some higher notes. This is such a common chord. I'm just going to give you this one right now. Middle finger on F, which is the 5th string, 8th fret. First finger on the 4th string, 7th fret. Ring finger on the 3rd string, 8th fret. And actually bar the rest of those if you can. You don't have to. You can put the pinky down on the 2nd string, 8th fret. That's your 9 chord. We're adding the 5th, which isn't important for the chord's quality because the 5th remains the same regardless of whether it's major 7, minor 7, or dominant 7. So a lot of times we can leave that. That's usually one that's often left out, especially because bass players tend to play that as a strong harmonic note. So they tend to play the 5th a lot. So anyway, we could start with that. And that's nice because we had some movement there. Going lower, especially, you know, you could either contrast with someone who might be playing higher or not. If they're maybe they're, you know. So I talked about the D7. I think I've covered it for F blues. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to All of Me in a separate video.